people. Welcome to Love's Passion Sunday Conversations with the Love's Passion crew. I am Love's Passion. I'm your in-house clinical sexologist specializing in female arousal. You have reached us at a geriatric moment. Tonight's broadcast is for no children. So if you are 2020 impaired or under the age of 18, this conversation is not for you. It's brought to you by the Four Eyes and the Four Eye crew. With no further ado, I am going to bring up our crew, starting with Mr. O himself. You know him. He's an actor. He's a singer. He's an entrepreneur. Mr. Ovan. Hey, Four Eye crew.
What's happening? What's the damn deal? I feel quite studious right now, I must say.
Big words go with big glasses.
Yes, pardon me if I begin to talk a little proper. Please excuse my grammar at this time.
Love it. All right, our next co-host, Miss Peanut Butter herself. She's a poet. She's an author. She's an amazing mother and grandmother. Hey, Four Eye crew, what's up?
No, what'd you say now? What'd you say now?
Pardon me.
Hey,
Me.
family.
Hey. All right, so our next co-host, Miss Deb herself. She's an entrepreneur. She's a manager of a very exclusive event center here in Texas. Miss Deb.
Oh.
The Four Eyes crew.
Hey, right.
You know, I'm beautiful people, but I can't play with y'all because I got my contact.
Give it an Earthy Kid. That's the Earthy Kid right there.
Yeah.
We gotta get our 5x5 because we gotta bring up Mr. Ty Bear. You know him, you love him. He's an entrepreneur. He's a boss. He's a man with many names and many talents, from coach to boss man, Mr. Ty Bear himself.
What's going on, family?
We have completed our 4x4. We have completed our 4x4.
Yeah. Just a little something, a little dipper dapper. You know what I mean?
Look, we all looking real good right now. We all looking real good. Who said glasses don't make you look good? It's a very handsome and beautiful piece of work here. A lot of black magic going on.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So we're going to jump right into it because this is a short show today so that we can catch beds and go work the next day because we are part of that 4-eye generation that need their sleep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, say amen. Okay. So tonight, it's just open conversation, but I wanted to start out and said I had to go do an event today. And what I find so miraculous is just the creativity of the Black individuals. I saw so many things that I never knew I needed or could have even thunk of, or they just put it into something that we do at home, and they made it into a business and are succeeding at it. I have to give a shout out to the Garden of Eden for these wonderful Kool-Aid pickles.
I was about to say, no, that's not a daiquiri.
Yeah. I was like, what is that? Like a big
this is pickle juice. She do have the infused versions, but I'm enjoying every time I go to one of these events. There is a Kool-Aid pickle, a Kool-Aid pineapple, but that's our stuff. We grew up on this stuff, and never would I thought, oh, let's turn it into a business. But this lady turned it into a business, and she's not the only one. I've seen numerous people that are doing this, but it's just a sign of the time. The things that we grew up on, people are making money off of it because it's becoming trendy. Kool-Aid pickles are now like a luxury. You'll see them at events. You'll see them at parties. Never would I thought a Kool-Aid pickle. That was just something, somebody said, hey, let's put some Kool-Aid on the pickle. Well, let's douse it in some juice, Kool-Aid juice, and bam, we got Kool-Aid pickles. Well, we have a whole business. And when I tell you that lady line was long, I was like, I need to get mine first because I already know what's going to happen. I need my green apple Kool-Aid pickles. And with that said, it was many, many more different types of types of creations. It was a lady selling cookies, a grandma selling her cakes. It was just amazing to watch all of the different vendors. You had cake, candle makers. You had jewelry salesmen. Yeah. It was just really, really amazing. I had a lady that was making her own clothes while you sit right there. She would make you some clothes. So, I mean, just the talent and just overabundance of innovation that, it takes to say, hey, I'm in a place, but I don't have to be in that place. What do I have that I can make another stream of income off of? Yeah. And then I saw children that had their own business. I bought some lip gloss from this little baby, and she was like 8, and she was making her own. Her mom was like, this is her stuff. I was like, no, you put this together. She's like, no, she does her own marketing, her own packaging. I'm like, okay. I'm at my age, and I'm like, I didn't know nothing about this at 8. So kudos to these parents that are passing it down and passing it on. And just the sheer ingenuity of the Black people is just amazing. We have one right here, Miss Deb. And I am desperately waiting because I was cussing you out today. I'm going to say that. I was cussing you out today. I had to pull out my driver's license. I had to pull out all of my cards. And I said, that god darn Deb, I wish I could.
It's coming. It's coming. But I think one thing about COVID, I think it really brought out the entrepreneurial spirit of a lot of people. It brought out creativity, and then you had to become innovative. A lot of people lost their jobs, and it's like, now they were like, I have time. I have time, so I have time to create, and I have time to pursue my dreams. People realize, even myself included, I lost my job for 22 years, but I realized quickly, I'm going to live, I'm going to survive, life keeps going. And opportunities just opened up for me. But I think COVID did that for a lot of people. And I think it's great to see people take, something horrible and turn it into something,
a positive.
Great,
Yes.
Yeah. It removed for a lot of people. I think it removed that security blanket that we established with our 9-to-5. And you understood a lot of people lost their regular 9-to-5 or the threat thereof losing their 9-to-5 and realized that, damn, if I don't have this check coming in the next 2 weeks, what do I have? I have nothing. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of us, the majority of us don't have a job where we have a 401k that we can borrow from or a pension. Most of this generation we don't know what that looks like. So we don't have something like that. So what COVID did for me, particularly, it took some of those ideas that I've always been an entrepreneur, always been a grinder, but it took some ideas that I had on the back burner, and I said, you know what, now is the time to go ahead and implement them. Now is the time to go ahead and push them forward. So for me, it made that uncomfortableness feeling just gotta march forward, gotta create something. And we all are creators. At the end of the day, that's what we do. We create. That's the human being in there. That's the special. That's what makes us so special, different than any and everybody else. That we have the ability to innovate and create. So,
I did things that I don't normally do. I made these earrings I'm wearing. I made bracelets. I started painting. I started baking from scratch. I mean, all kinds of things came out of me during COVID. And no, it was a tragic time for me. I elevated so much as a person and as a woman during COVID, So.
And you know what? That also brings me to, this is February. This is Black History Month. Mm-hmm. There is history in the past of innovators, of Black innovators that we still use today. The ice box, which is now our refrigerator, the stop sign,
the traffic light.
Right. All of these things that were created by those of our hue and our melanin that we don't really even realize. We, as a people, made life easier for others by the innovation and creation and creativity, the out-of-box thinking, from the clothes that we wear to the way we wear our hair to the way that we eat, the things that we create just off of pure godsend. It's not anything that we learned. We went to school and studied. It was making it out of a means. We created things out of a necessity to survive, or just making things easier, or trying to make some money. We are innovators, and I really don't think that we really pay attention to how much we as a culture have really put out there just for the general public to know. I know we get to see all of the posts about Black History Month, and they did this and this. Well, your Black History
fire all the time, every month, every day.
Exactly. And we need to reverence, those that came before us, the creations that they made. And I do truly believe that these people, like Kool-Aid pickles, making your clothes from scratch, lip gloss, finding a niche and, profiting off of it. It's amazing, the thing that Black people are doing. In the era of marijuana, Black people are spearheading this like crazy. I've never done the weed thing, but Jesus, if I did, Lord knows. I'm just saying, if I knew the differences and all of that, I know the things that I sell as far as bedroom candy, but to be able to cultivate it and find different medicinal uses for them is amazing. We're on the premise of, great.
It's holistic. Marijuana is holistic, and we've been taught our whole lives that it is bad, and it's a drug. No, it's not.
It's a gateway drug.
It's a herb. It's a herb.
It's a herb.
Yes, it is an herb.
It just so happened to grow.
Exactly.
It just so happened to set it fire. It just so happened to make it feel just so happenly great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
but
herb, man.
But
we cook with herbs.
Realistically, the THC component, right, and the CBD component that's in regular marijuana, that's in normal marijuana, cannabis, the cannabis plant, right? It is so medicinally, it is so important. And they've used it throughout our history, but they just created it to make it bad. And what we're looking at is prohibition. We're looking at history repeats itself. We're looking at prohibition all over again.
Except with marijuana, for sure.
Except with marijuana, exactly. But now it's something that they had to try to regulate because it grows naturally. You know what I mean? So, the THC aspect of marijuana, it helps with pain. And the CBD aspect also helps with pain. So,
it also helps with relaxation.
Anxiety.
That's pain. That's inflammation.
Stress.
Nausea.
Nausea.
Right. All that. Appetite.
And they're just scratching the surface. But it's something that, we melanin people have been doing for years. And
that's why
they made it bad. Because a lot of jazz, what a lot of people don't understand,
a lot of people
jazz,
like marijuana.
Jazz players used to smoke marijuana back in the days. And when they would be in between sets, that's what they would do, and go outside and they would smoke marijuana and they would come back and play.
Hey guys, we have a guest that was a listener. And this is Mr. DJ James Dark Knight.
Yeah, my man in the building. What's up, James in the building?
Okay,
DJ James in the building.
How's it going? Thank you for joining us on our Sunday topic. This is on our Sunday conversation. This is just open dialogue. We're just talking. And we appreciate you being able to jump in. I know you say you have a set in another hour. Is it at 9?
10.
10? Oh, well, we're on Central Standard Time. What time zone are you in?
9:21.
Okay.
So East Coast.
He's in 38 minutes. So we are going to go off and we're going to make sure we go over to the worship.
It's all about gospel today.
Oh, okay, great. What type of streamer are you?
I just all such of music, from rock to gospel to house to all that kind of stuff. All meaning about the world and stuff, how it all changed.
Now that's something amazing. We haven't touched on that one. But look, we were talking about cannabis and its contribution to the world. Do you know anything about cannabis?
What?
Do you know anything about cannabis?
No.
We were talking about marijuana.
We're talking about weed.
I'm trying to be politically correct.
I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't.
Okay, well, no, that's
Well, look.
Neither does some other people on this cast.
So let me tell you. So let me say this. Let me say this. When I was coming up, even as a kid, as a young adult, I never touched marijuana. I never touched it. I was an athlete. I was a professional athlete. I didn't smoke. I drank a little bit, but I didn't do any of that. And it wasn't until I got hurt really, really bad and I had to retire from sports, where I had to learn how to walk and everything all over again. I was a baby. I had to do everything all over again. And in one of my pain management regimens, I had to go to a doctor that was in Florida. And this doctor told me he wanted me to start trying medicinal marijuana to see if it helped. And that's when I started dabbling into the medicinal uses of marijuana. And believe it or not, it helps. It helps a lot. It helps a whole lot. And it's a lot more healthier than pumping your body full of oxycodone and methadone and this dome, hydrocodone.
Right. Let's just call them the dome.
Yeah, that's the dangerous stuff.
That's the dangerous shit.
Right.
That is dangerous. Well, for me, when I started to grow up in life, I told myself I would never drink, I'll never smoke, I'll never do anything dangerous to my body.
That's cool.
Good for you, man.
So you keep that promise?
That's wonderful.
Do you keep that promise?
Yep.
You're not alone, Dark Knight. You're not alone. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I never have, never will. So, and I'm up there. I'll just
I don't
say
do drugs either.
I don't do drugs either. I just smoke marijuana.
Considering marijuana,
it's not a drug.
Okay.
I just smoke a plant from time to time. I just smoke a little flower from time to
I
time.
just burn some trees. That's all. I just burn a little bush. That's it. That's all I do.
It's agriculture. This is agriculture.
I'm burning a little bush, man. That's it.
Burn a little bush every now and again. Okay.
It's about as simple little spirits every now and again, you know?
So, guys, I know that Deb had something she wanted to talk about, and let's go ahead and pull that piece in.
I'm like, okay.
Well, no, it's kind of a heavy topic tonight. DJ James Dark Knight.
It's cool.
I love saying your name. I don't know why, but no, I was just talking before the show about mental health and what's been going on in our community, like with suicide, and everybody's talking about it, and I've dealt with it personally, and I just wanted to talk to you guys and see what you're feeling, what you think, any advice, can you relate, what do you guys think?
What aspect? That's a heavy thing to unload.
That is.
What aspect of mental health or suicide? Because I have a lot of experience in all of it. So some personal, some family. So what part?
I have personal and family. I lost an aunt a year ago. She took her life. We were blown away, completely blindsided.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's still just. I just some days I'm still like, I just cannot believe.
Yeah,
that
I had a cousin.
That. But I
had a cousin killed herself.
Yeah, but sometimes the happiest people are the most miserable inside. And I had a friend tell me one time. She said, No, Deb, you're one of the most confident people that I know. But I knew internally I was miserable. And I had to go through a lot of things, to get where I am today, and it was very difficult. But from the outside, no one would have known that about me. And I think it's that way for a lot of people. I'm there for a lot of people. Usually when I need someone, I have no one to call. And, and I've dealt with a lot of things and a lot of trauma on my own. And, the last time I thought about taking my life, it was in probably maybe 10 years ago. I lost my sister. My marriage is falling apart. And, things were crazy, and I'm grateful that I came out of that. But I didn't confide in anyone. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't, I dealt with it, on my own. And I think that's what a lot of people do. So I just think it's important that you check on people that, especially those people that are always there for others, just check on your family, check in with your people, and make sure, they're good.
Yeah, Deb, you're absolutely right. I think that when my lowest point, I had a couple, but my first experience with that, as far as mental health go, I actually did. If I'm being vulnerable and open, I was 15 when I made an attempt. I made an attempt, and the belt popped. It didn't happen. Thank God, but. I was going through so much, and to everybody else, I was so strong, right? I was so strong. At 15, I was helping my mom take care of my sisters, and what I mean, and going to school and playing football and sports, and I'm in the newspaper for this sport, I'm in the newspaper for that sport, and people thought that made me happy. People thought that I had no other real life issues going on because. A high school athlete, standout athlete, nationally recruited. He has every girl wants him, and he's the cool guy in school. And he didn't understand that just because the jock in school has every girl that he wants, and just that he's not happy. And I was not happy. He was going through a custody battle. Was going through a battle between my mom and my dad, and that got ugly and. I just felt like I didn't belong. You know what I mean? It was just too much. It was too much. But it just goes to show you never know who's going through what. When I was in college, I double major in college, a psych and soc double major. And I always remember this one thing that we talked about in psych class. And there was this guy who committed suicide. And he wrote a suicide letter. And he said, if one person says hi to me on my way to the bridge, I won't jump. And this was in San Francisco, and he had a mile walk to the bridge. This was during broad daylight, during the day. He walked a mile in the populated streets of San Francisco and no one said hi. No, not one person said hi, and he jumped. So, right there, like you said.
I personally, I mean, and I don't want to cause any controversy, but I look at depression and some other things from a spiritual aspect, and I think some of our greatest warriors get the biggest fights, you know.
Right.
And I think I mean, that you can't be a warrior without the fight. You know what I mean? It just comes with it. And I personally think humbly of myself that there was something greater in me that has been trying to stop me since I was a very small child. And so now I'm at the point in my life where literally, I mean, if someone walked in on me at my house, they probably think I'm crazy. But I'm like, bitch, I know you're here. We're not doing this today. You know, I talked myself out of bad days, you know, and, you know, I think people who fight those fights are some of the strongest and strongest people. And, you know, I just pray that, you know, people, you know, fight hard and, you know, stay prayed up and just remember, I mean, just look at yourself from a different light. You know, you possess something great inside you, and you know, just keep on fighting. Just keep on fighting.
So look, I want to interject. While we were talking about something medicinal, just to give y'all something to relate to, my own personal. I had back surgery. I had back surgery a couple of years ago, and it really took me down because I'm a very on the go person. Like, I'm always on the move. I'm always doing something, and I'm very athletic. Like, I've always worked out. I've always went to the gym, and to have a back surgery and to not be able to work out, I couldn't lift over 35 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I was at the house. I wasn't at work, so I was at home for months. Like, I started picking up weight. You see what I'm saying? And those hydrocodones, they had me on the hydrocodones. And that's what happened. The hydrocodones, they started making me depressed. And I'm not a depressed person. I've been depressed before. And I've dealt with, you know, depression like over a breakup or something that happened to a family member or something like that. But to just out of nowhere to just have depression, I knew for a fact that it was the prescription drugs and the hydrocodones. So that's when I started to look into more holistic ways of dealing with the pain. For one, you know, I did pick up the medicinal thing with smoking marijuana. So it wasn't just I'm gonna smoke marijuana just to smoke it, because I smoked it when I was young, but I stopped smoking for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? It helped me with the pain on top of my appetite and the depression. Also, another thing was I stopped eating meat. So I don't eat meat. I haven't, you know what I'm saying? I don't eat meat. It's been like 2 years, like since my surgery, where I stopped eating meat and everything. And so that really helped me just mentally as well, you know, being able to eat better. And now that I'm back in the gym and I'm working out and I'm taking that time with myself, you know, you don't allow that to creep in, because that's what it is when a lot of times you're with yourself, you're alone with yourself, and you have all these thoughts in your mind, and we are our own worst enemy. You know, it's like
I agree.
When you say from a spiritual perspective, if you even look at it in a sense of like when we watched cartoons back in the day, it was a devil on one shoulder and it was an angel on the other shoulder. And that's the battle within our spirit and in our subconscious mind against our spirit and our flesh, to where we're wrestling constantly what we know, what we're supposed to do, and what you know, the doubting ourselves and the fear. You know, that's what creates those negative thoughts, is the doubt and the fear and the insecurities. You know, it's like, you know, when you don't have somebody that's there, you know, I do understand that. So, you know, you know, if you feeling some kind of way, man, there's always somebody to talk to. You know, like for real. That's why I appreciate having a tribe like this, to where, you know, we can be vulnerable and talk about stuff. You know, it's like the saying. What's the saying? They say, check on your strong friend. Check on your strong friend. And I be feeling like that too. Like, Like, man, what's up? Kendrick Lamar, he had a song, he said, ain't nobody praying for me. Ain't nobody praying for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was saying that in his song. And I felt that it really resonated with me, because it was like, man, I be feeling like that sometimes. Like, man, ain't nobody praying for me, man. Like, I'm out here just grinding and doing it. Like, don't nobody know what I'm going through. Everybody think I got it all together. Like what Ty said, like, I got all these females that like me and I'm talented and then this, that, and the third, but they don't understand, you know, when you in the darkness by yourself. You see what I'm saying? That's you know, that's what I talk about, that shadow work, man. And that's being in the dark. And that's, you know, it's not a good place. And some people don't make it out of it. You know, they succumb to it, man. And it's sad to see, especially when I seen that young lady, as beautiful as she is, man, and just, you know, Miss America and everything, man, and just, you know,
none of that matters, man.
Nobody beyond it. Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, we're such surface people, you know. We are. They have the money and they have the car and they have this and they have it all. Man. And sometimes those are the most miserable people.
Yeah, for real. Everybody deals with depression and they deal with it differently. What was the comedian that killed himself? Famous. I mean,
Robin Williams.
Killed himself. And you never would have thought, you know, he makes everybody laugh, you know, but that was his cover of his depression. That was his mask, his safety blanket, you know. And one, speaking on Miss America, what her family said, they didn't know that she was dealing with functional depression. I had never heard that term before, but you know, it's like what you said. You're able to, you know, Robin Williams had it. You know, in his own self, within his own self, he was depressed. But to everybody else, he's the life of the party, got everything going for him. But everybody deals with it. Nobody is immune to depression, no matter who they are, no matter what they got, how much money they got. Elon Musk, I'm sure, deals with some form of depression. You know, it's not about the money or the things that you have. It's like, you know, I believe it's like what you said. You have that devil and you have that angel. The angel's trying to talk you out of depression. The devil is trying to put the thoughts in your head that, you know, feed that depression. And it's just who you determine you listen to more. Is it that devil on one side or that angel on the other?
Yeah, I just start casting them out. Like, we're not doing this today. We're not doing this.
Right. Yeah. And I mean,
I'm like, I'm cool.
Battle. It is a constant battle. It's something you have to continue to do. Something you have to purposely wake up and say, I am going to be better than I was yesterday. You know, okay, everything looks like it's going to hell in high water, but what do I have to be happy about? What do I have that is in my life that is positive? Let me move toward those points. You know,
I had a conversation with my daughter over the weekend and she was bothered by something. And I said, you know what? I said, do me a favor. I said, just stop for 1 second. I said, and look around and tell me some things that you can be grateful for. You know, you can make a choice. I mean, and I know that's difficult to say because I've been there, but you can make a choice to focus on what's good.
You look at your glass either you look at your glass half full or half empty. And that's your choice. Like, you know, I'm not going to look this at this point in my life, and I don't know if you guys can see this. This is me, prime athlete. I was on life support in this picture, right? So I had a choice. I had a chance to make a choice. I would never be the athlete I once was. I would never accomplish the things I once accomplished. I would never do that. But when I was in that rehab facility for almost a year, learning how to do everything all over again, I wrote this book. It's on Amazon. It's 10 Commandments to Self-Preservation, right? And for me, it was the 10 steps that it took me to realize that I have to accept the new me, right? And when we go through life and we go through trials and tribulations, we evolve into a new version of yourself. And the problem is we fight so hard to hold on to the person we once were and not accept the person that we are going to be, that we're coming into.
Yeah.
Right? So, you have to make amends with your past. I understand that you got to make a commitment. Hey, the new me will be better than what I was. And I make amends with my past because maybe I didn't finish something that I started. Maybe I let go of something too soon. Maybe I messed up. But guess what? That's in the past, and I have to make amends for that. I got to forgive myself for the things that I didn't accomplish or that I let down or I didn't finish. But the new version of me, oh God, but the new version of me will be so much greater, will be so much more powerful. I will accomplish so much more. You got to fall in love with the new you because the new you is the only thing that's going to get you through.
Right.
Facts.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. But listen, look, DJ James,
Dark Knight.
very solid. You got any words?
I had part of my life when I was 15 and 16. I lost both of my grandparents, and I had to fight suicide and stuff like that. I fought it and fought it and fought it because I remembered myself. Why would I do that if I have other family members to talk to and just re-secure my whole entire life and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Were you raised by your grandparents?
Yes, I was raised by my mom and dad, but I had taken care of my grandmother. My grandmother fell under her bed multiple times. I had to pick her up multiple times. My grandfather had type 2 diabetes and bone cancer, and I have taken care of him when I was 16 years old on top of my school.
Right.
So it was much hard to go through.
A lot of responsibility.
A lot.
That make you grow up fast. Make you grow up fast.
Yes, it did.
It really shows what you're made of, though, too.
Yeah, it really does.
If you sit back and look at it, it says a lot about the strength that you possess. You understand? Right. And you're still here and you're doing your thing. And I mean, look,
I always
it's temporary.
When my grandfather passed away, my aunties took off his necklace and repolished it and gave it to me because it was over my grandfather's neck.
Oh.
And I've been wearing it since day one.
Yeah.
That's good. You hold the honor. Yeah, you hold it.
Good evening, Kimmy D13. Thanks for joining in.
Kimmy D.
Yeah, and hey Kimmy.
What's up, Cookie?
James,
Dark Knight. Let's just do a little light thing. What's your sign? Tell us a little bit about you.
I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
And Year of the Tiger.
Okay.
Year of the Tiger.
Yes, it is. I'm always nice, kind, generous, always helping others. Always trying to put someone first than me if I have to. I will always help my mother and my father and my brother if needed. I'm always a happy person in my whole entire life.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Virgos are dope. They're a little nosy though. They natural born
nosy.
Not for me. Well, yes, they are nosy. Yes, I am nosy.
Yeah.
So what do you love about music and what you do? Why do you do what you do?
Why? Because it makes me want to keep on going in life, and how everyone is changing the way they are during this whole entire pandemic and stuff like that. and how music, if there was no music, there will be no life, because it's like a sign of how music is getting the generations of people to actually become more loving and more popular of how they want to become.
Ooh, I love that.
That's deep. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep.
Music
That's
is
deep.
the song of the soul, and I
That's
truly
life,
believe
man.
that.
Like I felt that in my soul. Like me,
too.
I love music. Like I can't think of a day. I can't even think of a day that has went by that I haven't listened to some music.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Every
for
time
real.
I listen to music,
Like
every time.
for real. It's just I have to have music, man. I gotta, if it's an instrumental or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I felt that in my soul when you said that, because I love music like that too. Like this
Music
is my life.
so powerful, you know.
It
is.
I mean, we were
Like, I
talking about
drive
it last
to
week.
music. Look, I drive to music, and depending on what song is on, I'm gonna drive a little faster or a little slower. Depending on
Watch out for the cops. Watch out for the popo.
Music is us. Like music is our. We operate on frequencies. We operate on harmony.
Yeah, on frequency.
Just the human beings.
Yeah, straight
it's
up.
like, you know what I mean? Just think about that. Like
Resonate.
music is us. Like we are music. You know, our bodies are how we communicate. It's harmonic. So that's why music really can. Wow, that's why music can really, you know, pick at your soul. Like you can hear one song and you like, let's go. And the next song you crying like a baby, and the next song you feeling like I'm in love, and the next song I'm like, man, fuck her. I don't give a fuck.
Of course.
So listen, DJ James Dark Knight, he goes on at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is in about 12 minutes. 12 minutes. So we're going to let him go, but we're going to raid over to DJ Dark Knight so we can see what he is cooking up over there. And I know it takes a little bit of time to get the show in. So,
and there's going to be a couple of other foundations in there too.
Cool.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I look forward to this. This is going to be.
The Heart Foundation is going to be there, and Club Force. I'm also into.
Cool.
What's Club Force?
Look, the Passion Project's gonna be there too, and we look forward to hearing you spit some tunes to get us set in our night right.
That part. I need your help. I need to go. Never mind.
Say what now?
You gonna come back and sit with us another day?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay,
yes.
On the 16th.
And when?
On the 16th. That's my day off from work too.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all.
For sure. It was a pleasure, man.
To hear your set.
That's a bet.
Yeah.
All right, Passion Brew. This has been one of those talks that have gone from a little bit to a little bit of everything, but we still got some time.
Yes, we do.
Set up. Make sure y'all tune in on Twitch. Stay in this channel. I'm going to move everybody who's in this channel over to DJ James Dark Knight. We're going to raid over to him and show him some love, please. You know, like his channel, share his channel, host his channel. If you're not hosting someone already, remember this Twitch is a follow community. We support all of the streamers, all of the DJs that are here on this platform. They support us, we support them, and we show love and vice versa. There's no big eyes, no little U's. We're all a team, and it takes a team effort to move a nation, and we're trying to move it the best way we know how. We're going to continue to talk, but I have to sign out at 9:05. We're going to go ahead and raid over to DJ Dark Knight when he gets on, and make sure you reload your page. and just say hi to them. Even if you can only watch for a couple minutes, say hi to them and show them some love. We would appreciate that. We thank you guys for tuning in with us and staying with us and sticking with us through our ups and our downs. I know we got to a heavy topic, but you know, it wouldn't be.
It happens.
It wouldn't be. That's right. It wouldn't be life.
You gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta do it.
What it is.
And people, sometimes I want to talk about certain things because I think it's helpful for people to know that no matter what you've done, you're not alone. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Right.
I don't think I'm by any means weak, but I do know I've had some very vulnerable moments, you know, in my lifetime that I've had to really fight, you know, to come out of, you know.
Yes.
And so, I mean,
and you're not alone in that part. You know, we all have moments. We all have things that we have to fight through. And, you know, we have moments where we don't see no end in it, you know, and sometimes it's better just to sit in it and let it pass. Because it's like a raging storm. You can't outrun it. You can't run from it. Sometimes it's better to sit in it and be still and let it pass. Because everything passes. This world will continue without you, but you want it to continue with you. This world is better with you in it than out of it. You know, if you don't have anybody to talk to, I'm here. DM me. You can get me on Instagram.
I'm
Facebook.
always here. Sorry.
I believe everyone on this chat is willing to listen to anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not alone.
We can dive deep. And
there's no problem too big that two heads together can't solve.
That's it.
You know, sometimes you just need a different outlook on something, or sometimes you just need somebody to listen and not judge, not just listen, to be that ear for you when you need it. And the trust, you know, I know just we've grown up in a nation of non-trust people where we shouldn't trust, you know, that next person.
Some people ain't shit. It's true.
This is true, but
it's love over here.
Right, all day.
Hey,
My Instagram is Love's Passion. My Facebook is Love's Passion. Find me, talk to me. I will talk to you. Push out, drop y'all information.
I'm back.
Hey man, look, 215 Unplug on the IG. You know, but look, man, sometimes you just gotta have a little fuck it. You gotta have a little fuck it in your system.
Fuck it.
I know that's right, because that's what I call it too.
Just have a little fuck it because listen,
you don't love me no more. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
We get a divorce. Fuck it.
You want to go someplace else? Fuck it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look, I ain't the one for you no more. Fuck it. Go ahead. Have fun. You gotta just have a little fuck it in your life because there's always going to be something to stress over. There's always going to be something. Life is like that. They have this thing called Murphy's Law, right? And it's real. What can go wrong will go wrong.
Will go wrong.
Right? But
it
is all in the matter of your perception. Sometimes you gotta move your feet and change your perception. Change your point of view of the situation. Look, it's only bad, right? It's only, listen, what they say if it wasn't for rain, then the sun wouldn't feel so good, right? If it wasn't for pain, then joy wouldn't feel so good, right? Sometimes you go through it, you feel it, then you gotta get up and you gotta just move. You gotta shake loose and move and get away from it just so you can change your point of view. It's going to be there. Some things is never going to change, right? Some things are just the way it is. But if you change, it's easier to change your reaction than trying to dictate how someone else will react or change.
Yeah,
it is easier to change. Right. Go ahead.
I use the term turning pain into purpose. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm going through something, but it's serving a purpose because it says we all for the greater good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For those who love the Most High and are called according to His purpose.
According to His name. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So even when stuff that's bad is happening to you, it's really for the good because everything that ever bad happened to me was a blessing in disguise. You see what I'm saying? Because I found the good in it, and I even looked into the bad within myself that I contribute to the situations with the choices that I may have made, or you see what I'm saying, with a person or a place or a thing. You see what I'm saying? Knowing I shouldn't have been here, I shouldn't have been there, I shouldn't have been dealing with that person or this person or doing this type of thing. Like I say, because from a spiritual perspective, to say, well, Eastern philosophy, you know, the laws of karma and dharma, and what goes around comes around. You see what I'm saying? I've seen those things, and you know, people don't understand that we go through that same thing when we in these different, you know, cycles of life and going through these experiences, these ups and downs. They say you're gonna let it make you, or you're gonna let it break you. You know, so is a man thinking, so is a man thinking, so is he. So I gotta understand that it starts with my mind. You see what I'm saying? He said be renewed by the, you know, be changed by the renewing of your mind. You know what I'm saying?
And the renewed of the spirit.
And I really think in the realities of life, a lot of people have dealt with trauma. They've dealt with, you know, being abandoned. They've dealt, you know, they deal with so many things, and so many people have tossed them to the side like they don't matter and their feelings don't matter. And so they, so you harden your heart, you become this person, you start to do things to guard and protect yourself that aren't necessarily of the light. You understand what I'm saying? But it's just I mean, shit happens, you know, and there's going to be people who talk about you, who remember you when you were that person, who are going to, you know, that are never going to let you forget how you wronged them. But I do believe that life trains us, you know, life prepares us, you know, depending on what you came here to do, because we all come here to do something.
You got a purpose.
That life prepares us. And for me, the reason I was able to get over a lot of the trauma that I experienced is because I feel like I was trained. I'm not a therapist, but I know depression for myself. I know what it's like to tell a parent and no one care. I know that feeling. There's some things I know because I've lived it. And sometimes you want to talk to somebody who can relate, you know, to what you've been through, because you can sit in front. I know I sat in front of a therapist and I think I blew her mind. You know what I mean? I think she might have to talk to somebody after talking to me, because she couldn't relate. I didn't stay with her long. She couldn't relate to anything I was telling her. You know what I mean?
And you know what?
It makes a difference.
You know what, Deb? You say that, and that hits a key for me, because I do believe that therapy is taking the place of the community, of the, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and therapists have taken the place of that village, because you know, the older generation, they had a village. They had the auntie that went through it, the grandpa that went through it. They could go to them with their problems that they had with their parents, and they could talk. You know, that was also therapy. That was therapeutic for that child, because that let them know that they're not alone, and they're making mistakes, but it's not something they can't overcome. But now we don't have anybody, and there's so few therapists in this world that can therapeutize or be the village for everyone. And you have everybody else who's just so busy with their own lives that they're too busy to take a moment and sit and listen and give reverence to someone to acknowledge that they exist.
See, Aretha, you hit it on the head, because what happens is we become so dependent on these books. Like this says, the Bible says the knowledge of this world is enmity with God, right? Because we become so dependent on these lettered scholars, right? You have your MS degree, you have your BS degree. That's exactly what it is, some bullshit. So, and because what we do is we depend so much on these books that we forget and we lose touch of what real life experiences were.
Right.
Having that auntie or that uncle or that grandpa or that nana that went through it and can tell you, hey, son, don't do this because I know this happens. And what happens is when you have a therapist that don't have no real life experience, don't have no common sense.
They don't relate.
He or she got all book sense but no common sense. They can't properly walk you
can't
through
relate.
It. Can't relate.
Yeah, they can't. It don't resonate.
It don't resonate.
You have no idea what I'm truly feeling.
You have no idea what I'm truly feeling.
I can articulate what I'm truly feeling, but
that's the
I know when I listen. I used to, when I was a little girl, I used to think, you know, sorry, mama, but I was told. But when my mother married a man that sexually abused me. right? I remember thinking, no, like I used to think I was alone. Nobody's mom does this to them. You know what I mean? I cannot tell you how many women I've met who said, I told my mom, and
She didn't
she
believe
didn't
me.
believe me, or
Yeah,
they protected
right.
them. I mean, I meet them everywhere, now. And so that's why I say, when a woman comes to me with that story, I know exactly how she feels, because I remember being 11 years old and feeling the same damn way. You know what I mean? You know, and I know what that does to a person and their self-esteem and their everything. So, you know, sometimes it's just better. Sometimes it's good to have somebody who understands exactly the pain that you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. You
Sorry
know?
to be so heavy tonight, y'all. But
That's
you know,
why.
I
That's
just
why that
think
capsule
no.
is so
talk
important.
about.
That's why the
Yeah.
capsule is so important. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm really gonna
Yeah.
get on my shit to get the capsule where it needs to be, because the more and more time we lose our older generation, we are resetting the experience. We are resetting the experience level in our community.
Cycle.
Yeah, but I hate to
Right.
tell y'all, but some of those older, a lot of us were raised by some people who were traumatized themselves, and so it's just some of y'all don't even need to be talking to your mama or your auntie, because, and I said it, I'm so sorry, because they didn't make it. They didn't get it right either. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people
yeah,
get raised by people
yeah.
who didn't get it right because they were traumatized, and they were traumatized. In my family, it's a whole pattern. My mother, her mother, they never got
That's
it
why
right.
it's called.
You know what I
It's
mean?
like breaking the cycles. That's
Yeah.
why
It's
it's
I mean,
called.
generational.
It was
it's
called
time.
breaking
Generational
cycles.
I'm gonna
curses.
go there,
Generational
people.
curses.
If you're
Generational
watching,
curses.
That's
it's
it.
time
Generational
for
curses.
some people
You gotta
to
break it.
break that
It's to
cycle
break it.
in your family, and that's why you're here, and that's what you were put here
That's
to do. And it's time for
yeah.
some people to get
And
to
that's your
work. I'm
purpose.
sorry,
That's the
it
purpose.
ain't gonna be easy, but I got your
Yeah,
back if
I
you
know
need
my
help walking
purpose.
through it. So
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you'll find yourself. You'll find, because what happens is in life, we try so hard not to be like something, we end up becoming it.
Ooh, you done said a whole mouthful. Lord Jesus, this conversation
Yeah.
could go on for hours, especially with Ty dropping little nuggets.
y'all is dropping
Yeah.
some nugs.
But we got to go, y'all. We got to go support
Don't hang
DJ.
up. I want to show you something, Ovon.
I mean, we gotta get this. We gotta make this 2 hours, man. I can't do this 1 hour.
Yeah, this 1 hour. Right?
I'm just getting started. I'm just getting warmed up.
We be getting some good conversation too.
My internet just warming up now. Shit, my
Your internet just warming up.
My internet just warming up.
Okay, so then do this.
Oh, we got to raid, but y'all
You gotta raid over.
Raid over, y'all hit
another device.
Dark Knight in the chat.
Listen, get another device to raid in. Get another device to tune in, and we're gonna raid over on that device.
Huh?
I'm already.
Y'all stay there. You hear
Love
me?
y'all, bye.
No, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay here. I'm going to take y'all over to DJ Dark Knight. Please remember to reload your screen and stay a little bit and talk and conversate with him, even if you can't stay long. But please follow, like, share for every DJ on this platform. And this platform makes it possible for normal people like us to have a platform to talk to normal people like you. My co-host, log on to another device and get on this stream right now.
Get on our stream?
I'm already on Twitch. Go ahead.
Right, like get on your phone or something like that so that I can take y'all over.
Okay, I'm on Twitch. Hold on.
You on Twitch?
I'm on Twitch on the other screen. Yeah.
All right. So I'm
on his station though right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, you need to be on our station, and I'm gonna take you over.
We're gonna raid over.
All right, hold on. Let me go.
Just so that he gets our stuff to follow over. Y'all can stay there. Y'all can stay in the broadcast, and I'll let y'all know when it ends. When I raid over, it'll end.
Hold on, let me join off another device right quick.
All right.
Okay, go ahead, love.
Hold on. We're going over we are at our time, and I do hope we can get our lovely PP back in. Missed her. I need her internet to work. I don't know what is going on with her.
Yeah, stay. Come back.
But it's soothing having her face there. Even if we can't have her in person, we can have her face. No tie. No tie. Tie. No. Not this tie. Go to twitch.com/loves passion and go to that stream, please, sir. He's so special. I love him. He got a big old face. Look at him.
All right, so what I gotta do?
Twitch.
You're on Twitch, right? Just log into Love's Passion so we can raid.
No, don't log in.
I mean,
go to twitch.tv/loves passion on a web browser on another device, so that you're on Twitch and I can rate y'all over, but we can stay in the background.
All right,
Got me?
hold on. There we go.
Still waiting on you. DJ James. Where is he at? Oh, there he is. I'm not gonna rate till you say you got it. Oh, you got it.
I'm watching. You put the ad thing on.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Is an ad on?
An ad pops up first sometimes.
Oh, okay.
9 seconds.
That mean he ain't like
5 seconds.
That mean you ain't like that page. What's up with that?
All right, there we go.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and raid over. You don't have to do anything. Just stay right there.
Here we come.
And we'll be back next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is Love's Passion Chat. Thank you for listening.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Rating over.
Appreciate
Don't
y'all.
forget to post. And use your raid emojis. I think.
Oh, we're in there.
We're in?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at him right now.
All right, great.
Hold on, let me see the video.
I don't know if she is or not. Thank you very much.
Why is my show not going? Okay. All right. Mine didn't